Adam, we're all looking forward to Micah Parsons facing his former team on Sunday, but there's some injury news for the Packers. Fill us in on that.
We'll start with Zach Tom, their right tackle, who got paid this summer $88 million. Their best offensive lineman. Looks like he will not play this week due to the oblique injury that he aggravated last week at Cleveland against the Browns. Keep in mind that the Packers have a bye after this game against the Cowboys. So if they rest Tom on Sunday night, he have 2 weeks to get rested before they can reassess. As for the Cowboys, nickelback, cornerback, defensive back Deron Bland, he's not played due to a foot injury, but he returned to practice today after missing the last 2 games, and he now is on track to play Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers in a game in which the Cowboys obviously will need all the defensive help that they can get. Looks like they'll get a little bit of help there from Deron Bland. That should be a little bit of a boost to Dallas's defense.
Yeah, you know, all hands on deck, certainly, as Micah Parsons is playing his former team this week. He's already talked about, Adam, what it may be like sacking Dak Prescott. There's so many different ways to look at this one. But let's hear from Micah himself. He spoke about this today, this coming in just a little while ago.
I just feel like it's just going to be another game for me. Obviously got a lot of ties there, but, you know, I think the atmosphere is going to be great. I kind of know what the Packer-Green Bay game looks like, and I know the fan base is going to be pretty rowdy. Once the game starts, who's going to be worried about any trade? Like, it's just me against them 5 men in front of me, you know what I mean? And then we got one common goal, and that's to win the football game. You know, the fans, the media is going to get off in the pre-draft, the hype, and all that, but once the game's, ain't no one talking about the trade. We talking about winning a football game.
I mean, that's like a very reasonable way to talk about it. You got to believe there's something extra on both sides, right? Dan, do the Cowboys have a chance against their former star pass rusher?
No, I think this is going to get ugly as a football game. This Packers pass rush is everything that we thought the Giants was going to be this offseason, guys.
Yeah.
You're dead if you get into passing situations, and it's not only because of Micah. Like, it's almost super team. Remember, like, the Warriors or the Celtics from a couple years ago? What they've done is they've weaponized Micah and Rashawn Gary and Van Ness. He's off the ball here. So naturally you're paying attention to him, right? 5 guys across the line of scrimmage. They're just trying to create those one-on-ones. Like, everybody gets a one-on-one. They only need one guy to win. That's Rashawn Gary. And then you trigger your backer, like Cooper. So now I have, once again, 5 one-on-ones. Micah win, Rashawn Gary win, Lucas Van Ness win. One of those 3 guys will, on almost every pass, obvious situation play, get a pass rush. This time, all 5 of them, right? So as a quarterback on his line, my gosh, here comes man coverage again. 5 guys across. Nope. They'll double drop out, spin coverage, and instead of playing man with a 5-man rush, they're just playing cover 2 with a 4-man rush. And you're just, as a quarterback, sped up. Micah Parsons leads the NFL in pressures with 14. Rashawn Gary's second with 9. Lucas Van Ness is at 7. And then Rashawn Gary leads the NFL with sacks with 4.5. This defensive line is the most difficult defensive line to play against in passing situations.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, probably felt like he was playing with like a muzzle last year. Now he just feels completely unleashed, right? The guy has all the pieces in place to run the scheme that he wants to do. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, I'm not sure they have many answers on the other side of the ball to neutralize the Packers, as the Cowboys have allowed just 13 completions of 25-plus yards already so far this season. So in some ways, Micah Parsons, in many ways.
Only almost 5 a game.
The story, they're fine. Right? No big deal. Listen, the story of the night is going to be Micah Parsons, and it might be the story that dominates 95% of the coverage. But the other 5% should be reserved for what Jordan Love could do to this Cowboys offense. This Cowboys defense on Sunday night. The Cowboys have had 0 answers for anything the first 3 games. It hasn't just been the coverage issues in the back end. They generate 0 pressure. They have no alpha in their front 7 right now. This could get ugly, and this is Jerry Jones might not be that bothered by it because it's good attention for the team. But if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm definitely fearful of what Sunday night could look like.
Matthew Golden, this is alert on a breakout game from him. He hasn't had a bunch of targets, but he's like top in the league in separation score. And if you watch the Commanders game, he had 2 big opportunities for touchdowns that Jordan Love missed him on. And then even last week, Jordan Love hits him on a deep one, but his momentum takes him out of bounds, and I felt he could have tightrope. That should have been a 70-yard-plus touchdown. Once they get on the same page, it's going to open up this Packers offense even more than what we're seeing now. No Watson, no Reed. They get a first-rounder for the first time. He's going to have to start to, come forward with some of this production.
I think they miss Jaden Reed. I do. I think he's such a touch guy. dishes the ball down the sideline, right?
95-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
It's like you thought they were trying to kill the clock or something.
Yeah,
it was
bizarre.
Yeah.
But he's a rookie. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think he's massive because of the Reed injury. Not only obviously being a first-round pick, Reed just brought so much to their offense touches-wise. Yeah. I think Golden needs to really start to shine.
I don't want to make too much out of this, but just knowing that the Packers are coming off being upset by the Browns too, like that's probably the worst possible thing that could happen for the Cowboys.
Every coach will tell you they'd much rather play a team coming off of a win than a team coming off of a loss. Because
especially a team, the Packers got whooped by their offensive line, got physically embarrassed. Really good defense line in Cleveland, but
is that more about just Cleveland's D line and less about
Cleveland's D line? Everybody is going to get whooped by Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland's defense. That Graham guy, the fifth, he's unreal.
Denzel Ward was on another level as well.
Somehow we got Fields and Adam Schefter joining us today.
Hey,
we're suited and booted. Actually, maybe it's just me. Yeah, the GOAT. Adam.
Laura is suited. Let's be honest.
And healed, not booted. All right.
Are you a mobster?
Maybe.
She's the boss today. That's for sure.
I am. Dan, you know what?
Mob personality.
Dan, don't mess with me. Watch out. All right, let's dive into some top stories. Shefty starting with the latest on Jaden Daniels. Go ahead, Adam.
Laura, he was a limited participant in practice today. If he plays on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons, it looks like it might be with a knee brace while he's out there. Clearly not at full strength just yet. The Commanders had said he would be day-to-day going in, but the fact that he's back limited today is an encouraging sign for his availability on Sunday. We'll see how the rest of the practice week unfolds for Jaden Daniels, and it looks like the Commanders also could be without their wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, who continues seeking medical information on his quad injury. That sounds like it might be something more or a little bit different than his quad. The team has said quad either way. Didn't practice today. Not a good sign for the start of the week, and his availability for Sunday certainly is in question. Brock Purdy will be limited at practice today, like Jaden Daniels, which I think is a good sign for his availability for Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week, he was limited as well. They ruled him out on Sunday, but Purdy will have a chance, at least, to play this week. And if he can't, then Mac Jones would step in and replace him one more time. Jones day-to-day with a knee injury. Jackson Dart was officially made the Giants starting quarterback, not just for Sunday against the Chargers, but in the words of Brian Dable, for the rest of the season. Russell Wilson now will be the backup. Dart will be the starter, and we'll see how that impacts the Giants on Sunday. Certainly they're counting on that bringing a spark to their team and to the stadium, but Malik Neighbors didn't practice today as well, so that'll be something else the team has to monitor this week.
Yeah, against that Chargers defense, you'd hope full force. Bless you.
Bless you,
You know what?
The boss says bless you.
I'm allergic to all that, too. All right, new on NFL Live, Giants head coach Brian Dable and quarterback Jackson Dart spoke with the media moments ago.
It's my decision. I'm going with Jackson. We're going to get him ready to play this week and the remainder of the season. He's going to do everything he can. Russ will be the backup. I don't think any rookie quarterback is ever just ready to play. You put him in there because you think that he's done enough to show you that he can go out there and compete, and he's done that every step of the way. And that's why I made the decision.
I want to do my best to be a spark. I want to create excitement on the field. I want to be explosive when opportunities are there, and try to just bring a little bit of swagger.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Hey, he's answering all the right questions the right way. Our Giants reporter, Jordan Renan, joins us now. Jordan, you were at Giants practice today. You hear Jackson Dart talking about the spark. What were the vibes with his first practice as QB1?
Laura, let me take you behind the scenes at Giants practice, where Coach Brian Dable, instead of moving station to station and unit to unit like he usually does, was standing right behind quarterback Jackson Dart the entire time we were out there. Then afterwards, General Manager Joe Shane and owner John Maurer were in the vicinity having conversations with Dart as well. This just speaks to the enormity of this decision for this franchise. It's also worth noting that Dable said it's my decision when turning to Dart. This shows that this regime needs to produce results, and Dable knows that. That's why after just 3 games, Jackson Dart is already the Giants quarterback in place of Russell Wilson. Back to you, Laura.
Thanks so much to Jordan for that. Phil, you covered Jackson Dart a lot entering the draft this year. How do you see his transition going from college to the pros, knowing what you know about?
Yeah, the first thing is going to be pretty fundamental. Jackson Dart played 98.6% of his snaps from shotgun during his final season at Ole Miss.
The bane of my existence.
I know it, Dano. We were at the Senior Bowl, and he was literally practicing the quarterback-center exchange because he had so infrequently done that in college, right? The Giants kind of planted the seeds about the eventual move to Jackson Dart in the first 3 weeks. After playing just 69% of their snaps out of the gun last year, the Giants are at 84% in the early goings of the season. Part of that might be because they were playing from behind and playing in some high-octane games. That being said, the offense is going to largely play out of the gun for Jackson Dart. What he offers that Russell Wilson does not offer at this stage of his career is legitimate mobility. Now, at Ole Miss, it wasn't a ton of design runs because they didn't really need him to run all that much when they were throwing for 350 yards a game and putting up 35 points most Saturday afternoons. But there is an element of mobility that we're going to see there from Jackson Dart we have not really seen from Russell Wilson. But I do think some of this is about, like, meeting the player in the middle. Like, I think there have been some concerning things we've seen from the Giants offense for the first 3 weeks with the utilization of Malik Neighbors. Dano, I know you've been hot on this. His average depth of target through 3 weeks is nearly 17 yards, fourth highest in the NFL. Last year it was 50th at like 9.5 yards. I want to see more, like, make life easy on Jackson Dart by giving the best